Good evening. My name is Eduardo Flores. I am a teacher at Juarez High School, La Joya ASD. The discussion question for Module 4, this week's online task, or task number 4, was to discuss one or two things that I have learned about our LMS, or online learning platform, which in my campus we've been using Google Classroom. What have I observed? What have I learned? Well, one thing that I have learned is that it's very, very effective for providing and receiving immediate feedback from the students. Uh, we are no longer in the traditional teacher centered approach to learning. Rather, we are now more focused on the student centered approach to learning, where the teacher facilitates and inspires the learning process, but the students take the lead. So it's very effective in that matter when there is student accountability and when students hold themselves responsible and accountable for getting their assignments in, learning what they have to learn, doing their readings, and also asking, asking when they're stuck, asking for help, asking when they have a question, speaking up and communicating with their teacher. So I have found Google Classroom to be the solution for that, to be very effective. And I also believe one thing that I've learned from Google Classroom is that it is a prelude to what the college or the university life is going to be like. When I went to school, I went both at the college level at South Texas College, or STC, and I also went to the University of Texas Pan American at the time. Now it's UTRGV. Back then it was UTPA, and I got my bachelor's, two bachelors from UTPA, and both the STC and UTPA utilized the Blackboard system, which is very similar to the one we're using in this class, Canvas, and very similar to Google Classroom as well. Um, when I went back for my master's back in 2017, uh, Blackboard was still in use, and as a matter of fact, that was the main learning platform for my master's program. So, with that said, using these LMS technologies is the future for our students. So, that's the main thing that I've come to realize and that I've come to learn, that this is the future to not only higher learning, but to public education as well. So, that's the main thing that I've learned. What am I going to do this coming year with what I've learned as far as our LMS goes, as far as Google Classroom goes? Um, I feel that there needs to be more parental involvement and there needs to be more parental interaction. And on our part, there needs to be more parental engagement. So I plan to engage the parents directly through phone calls, through conversations, and through orientation, and of course, through education. I am going to push for workshops. If I have to host them myself, I do not mind hosting a workshop where I can just basically orient the parents on how to use Google Classroom. And maybe I can create a Google Classroom specifically for my parental contacts. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a challenge. A lot of our parents don't know how to use email. A lot of them don't have email. But we have to start from somewhere. We have to get the ball rolling. And that is something that I have had at the back of my mind, and that is something that I'm going to experiment with. I can't tell you that it's all going to be a great success because, you know, once again, it is a challenge. But we got to get out of our comfort zones and we have to try something. We have to make an effort to engage the parents because at the end of the day, students who whose parents are involved in their education are most likely to succeed in comparison to students who do not have parental involvement or do not have their parents involved in their education. So I am a big advocate for parental involvement in our schools, and I believe that it is the parents who are the key to our student success. Thank you.